Hey guys, I'm so sorry I can't be there with you today. I have a little bit of a family emergency, so that's why today was a little last minute. Normally, I would have had a seating chart for you ready to go. I know our classroom looks a little different. So today, you are welcome to choose your seats, but again, that is for today only. Your sub today will be writing down where you guys are sitting, and then tomorrow, you will have actual assigned seats when I return. So just be mindful of that. All right, today's a reading day. You should have brought your social issues nonfiction book to class. I did send you a text earlier on Sunday reminding you to bring that. So, the way that you are going to get credit for that today is by sending it to me via Remind. So, I'm going to backtrack real quick on our course page. If you haven't already, there is a Remind information link right here. When you click on it, it will bring you to your class period's message and a number that you have to text and everything. So, first period's here and fifth period is here for AP juniors. Please make sure you join and you will text a picture of your book, the front cover of your book, to my cell phone, which obviously is via Remind. That way, I have proof that you have it in class. If I receive this outside of your class period time, you will lose 20 points. So, if you are on campus today, then you need to make sure you take your phone out and take a picture of the cover of your book and send it to me so that way you can guarantee you will get your 20 points on today's assignment. The expectation today is also that you are reading for a minimum of 25 minutes. Please make sure you are dedicating this time in class. If you would open up the reading plan assignment here, I'm going to go through these directions with you, and you can start this in class and then finish it for homework. Remember, you do need to dedicate solid time today to reading. Please do not tell me you'll do it later because we both know you will not. So, the first part of this reading plan is you're going to watch this video entitled 7 Tips for Building a Reading Habit. Thomas Frank provides 7 different tips and pieces of advice for building a healthy reading habit. He has some pretty interesting um, things that help him become a stronger reader. And so once you do that, what are 2 of the 7 from the video that you plan to implement in an effort to help you build an effective reading habit? You'll type this here in blue. And then number 2, anticipate some sort of obstacles or distractions or barriers that might impede your progress and think about ways you're going to be proactive so that way you can make sure you understand that you have to prioritize reading time per week, especially when it's choice reading. And, he talks about accountability a little bit in his video. Your accountability is going to be a little bit more personalized. And so sometimes that's tempting to push it off until the last minute when obviously that's going to be pretty problematic if you do that for what we're going to do with this book later on. So that's part 1. That's worth 40 points. Part 2 is worth 60. And if you do not text me a picture of your book during your class period via Remind, you will lose the 20 points on this section. So I'm going to say it one more time. You're going to text a picture of your book on your desk, okay, via Remind. If you are not on Remind, you obviously need to join it, please, using the information I just mentioned at the beginning of this video, and make sure that you text a picture to my Remind account, okay? Again, it's going to be during your class period. So first period, you have until 9:50 to send me that picture, and fifth period, you have until 1:41 p.m. to text me a picture of your book. Again, anything outside of that, then there's no proof that you were actually accessing your book in class, which is the point of reading days. Okay, so this reading plan is essentially a way for you to be proactive in what you can realistically accomplish in terms of your reading via, I'm sorry, like week to week or day to day, meaning a lot of you have a lot going on. You have jobs or you have multiple extracurricular activities that you're a part of. You have meetings, you have game schedules, or you have a ton of AP classes. And so your reading and homework load is heavy. So last week, I didn't have you record this, but I would like for you to do that this week. What is the title and the author of your book? If you have multiple authors, you'll mention that. If your book is one of those critical perspectives or opposing viewpoints, you can just mention that that is where that will be a curated list. And on the right, you'll list the total number of pages or sections. So, here on this last week, just let me know how many pages you actually read last week. Please be honest with yourself. Again, this is not a judgment type of assignment. This is just you learning to manage your time. So then on the right, you'll list out the total number of pages or chapters that you read. And then for the next 3 weeks, what is your plan? Do you know what kinds of tests you'll be having? Do you have work on certain days? Do you have multiple meetings like before and after school? So that way, if you're trying to build healthy reading habits, be realistic about when you can actually read. And so I want you to list all that information here. What could be potential distractions, or what do you plan on implementing these weeks? And then list a total number of chapters or pages you would like to focus on for that week. If you would prefer more day to day type of accountability entries, you can always mark that here on this side of the calendar rather than this side. Or if you want to um, separate the different dates by week here, and then you're going to put a number that you plan to read each morning, you can do that as well. Ultimately, you're going to have to do this even through Thanksgiving break. And just know that your book has to be finished in its entirety no later than November 30th, which is the Tuesday that we come back from Thanksgiving break. So if you finish prior to that and you want to, I know a couple of you checked out maybe 2 or 3 more books, then you can list those here too. Where do you plan to go with that next? Especially if you looked at this reading habit video, the whole point is that you are consistently reading, not stretching out maybe 100-page book over the course of a month. Unless you only want to plan to read 2 or 3 pages a day. However, remember you have at least one reading day of a full 25 minutes this week and next week. So most likely the Monday you come back from break will also be devoted to reading. So plan ahead. If you need to go to the library before then, you need to mark that in one of these sections on your calendar. Okay, so this calendar is due today. You do need to get in your books and start realistically thinking about how you're going to separate all of your reading out. Again, especially those of you that have larger books or those of you that checked out more than one, you're going to be listing all that information here for me. Okay, do your best on this. Remember, 60 points for part 2. 20 points is solely dedicated to you proving that you were actually accessing your book in class during the class period. If you were absent, you'll still need to text me a picture of your book, but I'll just have to go back and make sure that that is accurate to the attendance information provided by the sub today. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you have any questions about anything, send me a text or send me an email. You can even message me in Schoology. If I don't get back to you right away, I apologize. Like I said, I am out for a small family emergency, but I will respond as soon as I am able. All right, have a great Monday, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.